Thoughts are just stories that are just happening. And most people think they're that story, even when the story stops and there's just the lights flickering or a conversation happening. Or a door closing. Or any number of things happening. And then shortly the thoughts about what's happening will start. And the story most often that appears is a story about a you in relationship to what's happening, rather than there just being what's happening. And this story that's appearing about what's happening offers a sense of separation. Energetically, there's a feeling of disconnectedness to all of life that's appearing. And the story can only live in time. So it's replaying back something from a different story, pulling it into a current story, and stringing it along with a future story. And the story only lives in time. The story creates a sense of suffering, a sense of having to figure life out, having to fix life. And the greatest illusion is that there's a you that can actually change, modify, or control whatever is happening. I can sit here and I can say I'm cold. But there's just coldness happening.
Hey.
And everything's just appearing because it can. For no other reason other than it can. There's no story that it needs to justify its existence, to drive it to a particular destination, to make it good or bad. The cold's just appearing. It has nothing to do with me being cold, or me being hungry, or me being upset, or me being unfulfilled, or me suffering. There's just what's appearing. It's so innocent, and that's where the love comes in. When there's not an energy attempting to contain the appearances, attempting to figure them out, or to run a story about them. A profound freedom becomes very apparent. An astounding presence to things as they really are begins to pervade and take over Storyland. And this message isn't about stopping Storyland or about not having thoughts about what's appearing. This message is about things as they really truly are. As innocent and completely and fully perfect. When someone is sick, the body feels uncomfortable. That's all that's happening. But Storyland contains that discomfort and creates suffering out of it. I made myself sick. Why didn't I take enough medicine? Why didn't I put a coat on when it was raining? I caught a cold because I did that. I'm so thoughtless. It's a total illusion. And people believe that they're the story, but the story is just appearing and being experienced through a mind and body mechanism that has a multitude of functions, one of which is just thoughts appearing. But this body, Kate, is just space, talking to space. Happening in space, as space, for space, and for no other reason other than because it can.